That's Tatiana Ibrahim before the school board in Carmel, New York. That video is going viral, slowly but surely. Big tech, not necessarily on our side. Tatiana joins us right now. Congratulations. That was so amazing. How are you tonight?
I'm well. Thank you, Greg. How are you?
Terrific. What has the reaction been like so far?
Gotten a lot of support. A lot of parents coming out, all different parts of the U.S. A lot of support from my community. Moms coming out of everywhere, children, dads. A lot of support.
You know, there was something about it. I found myself becoming almost emotional at the end, and I know a lot of other people feel the same way. Can you tell us a little bit first about your daughter? You referenced her. What grade is she in? And tell us a little bit about what she's been going through, please.
So my daughter is amazing. She is a sophomore at the high school. She's in 10th grade, and she's very. My daughter was being taught to be tolerant. She was taught to, at school to be tolerant, and at home we were teaching her our what we believe in as a family and as a unity. And she was going to school and they were just telling her different things. Teachers were telling her that if she didn't agree with LGBT, it's bad, you're not good. Telling her friends it's homophobic if you don't agree. And, she was made fun of. When she was in the middle school, she was told she had shorts on and they told her she shouldn't be wearing it because she's too pasty white. How do you tell a child that? They didn't want her hanging out with different ethnicities. They were telling her, well, you're privileged, and she was confused, but I don't understand. My dad worked so hard and what's going on? My grandfather, retired police officer, worked so hard and she couldn't understand that, and it was very confusing. And we went through a lot, very emotional. It really shut her down for a while. And she wasn't the only one. Her friends were going through the same thing and they just so confused. Mom and dad or guardians teaching me one thing and going to school, it's all getting erased.
Well, it's happening nationally, as we know. An absurd conversation about race, I believe, to avoid having an important one. You came out, you meant business as soon as you got to that podium. These are the first, I think, 30 seconds or so of your presentation before the board. I'd like to play that, please.
I think the Board of Education and those sitting on the panels are thieves. I think they're liars and have committed treason against our children. My message to this district and the members of the Board of Ed: stop indoctrinating our children. Stop teaching our children to hate the police. Stop teaching our children that if they don't agree with the LGBT community, that they're homophobic.
It's pretty intense. And look, you told me about support from across the country. What about the board? Are they moving? Are they willing to work with you on this? Has anybody on the board come to you and said, you're right?
So no, Greg. So at the end of the meeting, I approached the superintendent and assistant superintendent, and I handed them the proof that I had in hand. And I was told, okay, we will contact you. We'll get a meeting going. It should be no later than a week or so. And nobody reached out to me. Nobody called me. Questions are still being unanswered. They're not communicating. We really thought that they were going to be receptive and try to work with us. Nothing, because we exposed them.
You did call them, by the way, we reached out to the board. We got through to them. We talked to people up there. They said they would try to get back to us. They did not. You mentioned that they're thieves. How so?
Where's our money? They're asking for $133 million and change. We have a COVID relief package that I believe was, $23 million and change. Monies from last year's budget. Where's our money? Children don't. In the Carmel School District, the high school, there's no central air conditioning. They want buses. We have enough buses. They went They did a sneaky, undercover, quiet, hush-hush job, renting property, $5,000 a month, didn't tell the public, didn't ask the tax dollars.
Yep.
Even our town supervisor didn't know. And now the property has liens, and they want us to fix it.
There are some books that have been assigned. One is One Crazy Summer and the other Ron's Big Mission. This certainly isn't Catcher in the Rye or To Kill a Mockingbird. These are books that you're familiar with. These are books that are, well, they're not very enlightened from our perspective when it comes to race. Tell me about these books and your frustrations, please.
They're racist. They're teaching our children on both sides, regardless of ethnicity or races or race, that if you're Black, it's okay to throw a tantrum and get what you want. Instead of telling the child, don't look at your color, succeed on your own. You have the capabilities to do it. Don't use race. They're teaching the children that the whites are hating a Black child and a Black child's hating the white because the child went to the library to get a library card and was denied one because only white children can take books out, or white folks can take books out, not Blacks. The book was written, it was published in 2018. It's a story that comes from the 1950s. The way they're explaining this book, children are actually thinking that this is occurring in today's age. This does not belong in our school system. It is causing division, hatred.
They are lying, and you are calling it out, and there are so many who support you and want to join you. Tatiana Ibrahim. Now, I want to put your social media information up. People can find you that way. You are vocal. You can't be stopped.
No, I'm a tiger, Mom.
We love it. We love it. Stay in touch. We'd love to talk to you again. Our best to your daughter, the sophomore, and to be continued. Tatiana Ibrahim. So appreciate it.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.